Hello.
Hello. We started early. It
What
appears
did we
that
ever?
Deana kind
I
of
s-
starts.
did I
Kind
screw that up?
you did. You
Hi
did.
everyone.
Hi.
Is everybody here?
So welcome to everybody. We're gonna have a live version of the last minute of the starting intro as people are joining in, and everybody missed out on the opening. So welcome
you
one and all. Um,
you
it's
told me to
Deana
click on
Joe.
main scene.
I did. I didn't tell you to actually send it across, but that's okay.
Oopsies. Okay.
Deeta's still in training on how the production of the main system here works. But again, welcome one and all for joining us. There's been a couple of minor changes in regards to the software, as I've done a couple of changes here and there. There's some new events. We've got some more integration with Twitch, so if people want to play with Twitch a little bit more, it'll be better, and that's going to improve over time. Uh, but some of the old features will be back again too. But again, it's Wednesday. Hello. How are you all doing? How are you doing, Deana, after
I'm good.
ruining the start?
It was it was really hot today. But I'm
Yes.
good. I took another shower because I was so hot. I don't have air conditioning. I don't do air conditioning.
I was going to say, it's not that you don't have air conditioning, you choose not to do air conditioning.
No, I
It's a
actually
weird.
don't. What I did was instead of installing air conditioning, I installed fans in every single one of my room, like ceiling fans,
Mhm.
because I much prefer a warm breeze and it's easier to acclimatize to the outdoors when you don't have air conditioning. It's probably going to be a mistake that I made in a couple of years when it becomes impossible to survive in the heat waves that we have, but we'll see.
Well, do you have a central ventilation system?
Well, I have an HVAC system, so just a furnace and stuff, and then there's a
No,
cold air return. But I do have
that's what I
portable
mean.
a
Yeah.
portable air conditioner that my son sometimes puts in his room, so it's cool in the basement.
So if you have a central ventilation system where it's like he's got an air return and it's not it's not a large task to install an air conditioning unit.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
yeah, I
do
could
that.
do it.
So you can definitely do it. It's not a major problem. It's not like you have baseboard heating
Trudeau
where it
needs to give
becomes
me a raise.
yes Papa Trudeau and now apparently Papa
Biden.
Biden too.
Yeah,
Like
I'm getting paid by
that's
Biden.
yeah. We don't have this one lined up, but I mean apparently now Dina's being paid by Biden as she's now featured in American right wing media.
Yep.
Our girl is going
I'm
international, people.
funded by the Democrats.
Funded by the Democrats. So not only are we getting true bucks, we're
Dude,
getting buy bucks.
I am in AOC's league.
Oh,
Yes.
you're now in the category with AOC. Holy shit! Now you're thought
Yes.
about that now.
Yes.
God, are you now in the clique with AOC and Ilan Omar and
Talib and
yeah, Talib? Like number five now showing up. That's it. You're hanging out.
I'm not in the Senate or Congress, sorry, so unfortunately.
That's too bad. That's too bad. It could have been fun. Could be interesting. But hey, you're still international. You're still making headlines.
Yay. Yay.
Yay! Can you tell she sounds excited? So, but back to the HVAC thing. I have air conditioning because I have no choice. Not because the house had it, we didn't. But mostly because if I want to continue having a happy marriage, I will have air conditioning. She's made it very, very clear. So we have air conditioning. Um, and I am improving on when to turn it on sooner for her. It's just the way it
We
is.
had air conditioning growing up, but my mom always kept that, like, it's weird because my mom is a very energy conservationist, but I don't know if what was going on, but I always found that the house was way too cold in the summer.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I did not enjoy that.
Yeah,
So
I'm a little bit better in regards to I try to push it out, but then I'm told that I'm being too difficult, so I'm told to turn it on.
Hey, if you want that magic hand to keep the magic going, then
Absolutely. Magic Hand is happy Magic Hand makes or Happy Joe. This is kind of the way it goes. So we've had an interesting past week, and it's as we're going to get into it here. And it's one of those things that there's nothing really as a big event that's kind of shocking aside from we had Canada Day. I mean, did you have Canada Day? We all did.
yep.
We've actually that's one of the things that's kind of
I went
interesting.
on a war horse
You
with my
did.
daughter. I should have
Tell
given
us.
you pictures.
I
Yeah.
know there
So
was a couple of pictures, and actually now as I'm thinking about it, I did not. And you know what? Talk to us how you guys got to Warhorse. I'm gonna see if we can get a couple of shots in there for from that particular weekend
yeah.
for
So
us.
well, a friends or whatever
Mm-hmm.
sister wanted to drive out to Wakefield. She's visiting from out of the country, and then she's hanging out with her friends, and they wanted to go to Wakefield. So I said, well, cool, we're going to go to Wakefield, let's make a day of it, because it's like a 40-minute drive or whatever. So
Significant.
yeah,
Yeah.
Camilla googled it and she found the horseback riding, and I said that sounds fun. So we ended up calling them. This was like the day before, and they said that they were open for Canada Day. So that was awesome. That place is magical. Honestly, if you guys ever are in Wakefield, it's not technically in Wakefield. It's right outside of Wakefield. But we you take half an hour to make sure that you can guide your horse, that you know how to do it. Camilla actually, they'd only let you go on when you're 10 years old, but they let Camilla on because she has training. She's done a horseback riding camp pretty much the summer last summer, and she's doing it again this summer. So we were going to try it out to make sure that it would be fine, and if she couldn't do it, then we wouldn't have been able to do it. But we did. Obviously, Camilla knows what she's doing. And then you go for an hour on their trail, on their property. I'm so disappointed that we couldn't bring cameras or video, because
They wouldn't
it
let you bring
is
cameras.
no. They say that it's because if you drop it, we're not going to stop and get it. But I feel like it's something
Yeah, it
else.
sounds like a shady kind of
It
excuse.
was, but honestly, you go through hills in their like, because there's mountains there, right? I
Yeah.
mean, we're not going up a tall mountain and on any cliffs or anything like that, but you're going up through the forest on this trail. Excuse me. And then you're also going into their like open field. They make a really, they make a trail with their tractor, and then the rest is long grass with all the wildflowers, and the scenery is just to die for. And the overcast would have made it perfect for pictures and video. It was, but you're also enjoying yourself. So maybe you don't need to have your camera and your phone and stuff like that, right? So I honestly, like, at some points I felt like I was in Mexico. I see the RCMP Ottawa man, but whatever, that's the picture I'm seeing. I'm not sure if that's what everybody else is seeing.
No, it shouldn't be what
But I
everybody else is
actually
seeing.
felt like because as if there was supposed to be a Mayan temple somewhere, like where we were. It was just so, yeah, that's what other people are saying. They're seeing the pictures of the Nazis and stuff. But yeah, it was outstanding. So it's called Captiva. There we are. That's us. It
Okay.
was Captiva Farms. Camilla is riding Madison. I'm riding George.
Hmm.
Uh, God, I love horses. Um, so amazing. Just look at the background. You see the mountains in the background. You see there's forest, a big open pasture.
It's
It's
Ontario. We're not really mountains.
well, whatever,
Oh, it's in
hills.
Wakefield, so you're
Yeah.
starting to get into.
And there was like rolling thunder the last 20 minutes of our ride, and but not like anything nerve-wracking. I had no idea there was a tornado warning. I was told
Yeah,
after
you
that there was a
were.
tornado warning. Had no idea. Um Probably our plans might have changed because there was supposed to be another family that was there. So it was just Camilla and I. It was perfect. Just the two of us with the guide. And then they said that the best time to go too is like the fall because of all the changing colors.
Oh, it
So
should be great.
totally going to do that.
And
I
still
said
no cameras.
guide. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a GoPro on me or something and just keep it
If,
there.
if, if you kids go again, let me know. I'll strap a GoPro on each
Yeah.
one of you. There you go.
So awesome. So yeah, you guys, if you're ever, and even if you're not, go horseback riding.
Yeah,
Seriously, like it is just amazing. It's a good workout. Um, it's amazing. I love it.
we need to post that one right on Wellington Regulars Facebook page. Saying,
Yeah. And
come and
you know
try
how
it.
I made the joke about like the archery on the horse? It's actually something I've always wanted to do. And I feel
Archery on
like,
a horse?
have you never seen that competition? It's like an actual
I
competition
believe
where
it.
you're riding a horse and then you're shooting baby a bows and arrow, whatever, bow and your archery at
But yeah, that's archery.
targets.
Yeah, no,
It's so cool. And I love
I get the
archery
concept.
too.
Hmm.
I was really good at it in high school, so I haven't done it in a long time. I probably suck at it now, but I was really good at it in high school. So I'd love to combine the two. Maybe live vicariously through Camilla. That'd be so cool if that's what she
Why
did.
not?
Yeah.
It's horrifying that the warrior woman on horseback firing arrows and whatnot. But you know what? It's a whole niche right there.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
that's an actual war horse and a warrior on the war horse right there. Daisy would be so scared.
There would be more tears.
There'd be more
There would
too.
be more tears.
Yeah. So yeah, go horseback riding. That's my recommendation.
I've done it. I agree with you. It is actually quite an exciting thing if you ever want to try that. And don't ever be concerned about it in regards to if you feel that you might be hurting a horse. No, horses are actually very strong. They can
Oh,
hold you up.
they'll set you up on a horse. So a horse can carry
Mhm.
no problem 30% of its weight. So that's why you tell them what your weight is, and then they'll put you on the proper horse.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
horses when I
that's
was
why my
riding back
horse was
then.
so big.
Horses when I was riding back then are not the ones I'd be riding now.
Yeah.
So that's obviously true because I was not 200 pounds back then.
Mm,
That was a fun weekend, and
yeah.
so there was obviously more exciting stuff that occurred this weekend. We did see some activity. I didn't really document too much comment in regards to the convites being on the Parliament Hill, trying to do what they do. Mostly because,
I feel bad for all the people who just wanted to go and celebrate Canada Day and not listen to a bunch of fucking idiot chuds.
well, that was exactly it. So, for those who want to see kind of what their activity was, I'm going to point out to a lot of our wonderful, the wonderful people we mutually follow in regards to people like Not a Convoy Watch, um, and others who,
Convoy watch, yeah.
yeah, sorry, Convoy Watch, as
TikTok
TikTok
scientists, yeah.
scientists, and etc. Even me, Cookie Lady, and so on, who've done quite a few clips that really sort of showed off what they were doing up there. And I pointed out to them because mostly they had the patience to sit through watching a lot of that,
Oh, thank you.
um, and to try to pick out sort of the interesting parts to them. And but the consensus is after watching a fair amount of those is they went there and they saw a lot of people show up for Canada Day because I once showed up for Canada Day many years ago because it was fun to do, and I'm sure Dina you did it too when you were younger.
Yeah.
When you're younger, it's fun. Now I'm at the age I'm sort of like, I have to
It's still fun
dress.
for me, to be honest. I haven't gone in a couple of years because the fucking convoy. I'm not even
Yeah,
kidding. I don't
no, that's
want
true.
to see those people. I don't want to like
So you're absolutely right in regards to I don't want to deal with the convoy going down there. Absolutely agree. Um, I will also add to there is I also put in the level of I for example for Canada Day weekend I enjoyed wife and I enjoyed going over to a friend's place. We had some barbecue, we had a few drinks, played a few games. That's kind of it. We relaxed. That's it. We kind of stayed away from sort of anything crazy because we didn't care.
yeah.
And we stayed in air conditioning. because why not? Um, although we were concerned about the tornado and the storm, um, but we just in general kind of stayed away from the general chaos of the downtown. That's our choice, and that's fine. People who did go downtown, they wanted to enjoy that. That's absolutely fine. In regards to they wanted to go to Parliament Hill, go see what's going on there. They want to go to
Yeah.
LeBreton Flats, go enjoy the shows, see there. I'm pretty sure the majority of them did not want to deal with the convoy
Right.
because that's a 2022 thing that's long and gone. And now you've got these guys who are just hanging around yelling at empty buildings for what? Freedom? You've got freedom. You're standing in the middle of streets on Wellington and Parliament Hill yelling freedom, telling people you don't have any freedom while doing said thing that you say you don't have.
And everybody there wants to take your freedom away right then and there. Like, just go
Yeah.
away.
Your test of patience. And that's pretty much it. So it's just more of a sad thing, and that's why we didn't really want to go through the whole thing. But actually, before we get to so we'll get more into it in regards to that. But we'll actually switch over now back to our another Ottawa main story, and this is actually before we actually get um into the other main stories here. Oh, sorry, I did not get that ready, so we'll delay that a little bit. Oops. I am being terrible producer. Deana, it's my fault.
That's okay. Keith is saying something
What?
like that a guy today was walking and said "fuck off" to the chud. Is that on a video? Somebody's video today? Did you see that?
That
I
yeah.
didn't
Oh,
see that.
shh. You're ruining the
Okay.
ending.
Okay.
So this is a story that I actually didn't get a chance to actually advertise before, and this has to do with actually something that occurred today.
Yeah.
RCB laid charges on an Ottawa man tied to violent far right ideology with terrorism. Now, this story, I've got information from both the CBC story as well as Canadian Anti Hate Network. Now, the individual's name in regards to this is somebody by the name of Patrick Gordon McDonald.
He's only like 26 too.
According to the articles, it's 27, I believe, but sorry,
Okay.
26. No,
Yeah,
26. You're right.
26.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So Patrick
Sometimes they
Gordon,
get like you'll see different articles with like around the same age, 26, 27, whatever. But yeah, okay, 26.
absolutely.
It's crazy.
So that's a photo of him right now, and this is a 2015 photo of him. To the point being that that's a photo from 8 years ago. He's much younger looking for sure. But yeah, so he's been charged with a collection of terrorist related crimes, including manufacturing of terror related material, propaganda material, including trying to recruit for the group of Adam Waffen Division. Now, that particular division was designated a terrorist entity by the government of Canada in 2021. And from the information I have here, there's only about 60 organizations in Canada have been declared a terrorist organization, and this is one of them. And at the minute the organization is declared a terrorist organization, there's a whole bunch of rules and regulations come into effect in regards to recruiting becomes a problem and everything else, which is a good thing.
Joe, I'm really loud and you're really low this time, just FYI.
I am.
That's what I'm hearing from the chat.
I will try. Is this better, or should I kind of crank it up like? How's this?
Way
Please.
better. Yeah,
Way better. All
Okay.
right.
Cool.
So hopefully this gets a little bit balanced. We'll see if we can do a little bit better audio monitoring, but we'll see what we can do.
But yeah, thank you,
Perfect.
Lady Moser.
Thank you. So about 60 different organizations right now in Canada, including Taliban, Islamic State, a few others, been declared terrorist organizations in Canada. And so the minute that occurs, many things are, recruiting for them becomes illegal and everything else, as well as many other many other restrictions. So for him now to be arrested, and again, this is kind of a large thing in regards to, like, we've got a, to me, it's kind of a pointing out to, we've got a far right problem.
Yeah, we do.
And let's be honest here, we've got a far right problem in Ottawa, not just, and not excluding, but, and not just in Ottawa, as in like Canada too, but I mean, significant in Ottawa too. For example, Patrick McDonald, he's not only associated with, the Adam Waffen division, but he's also associated with Ottawa Active Club, and that was featured not too long ago as that gym.
That's the
That,
gym. Yeah.
yeah, that's the gym. He was affiliated with them for a while too. Like, it's nuts. Like, that's just nuts in regards to. There's a
And we
fair
know
amount.
some people that go to that gym. So this is pretty interesting, actually.
It is. It is. I don't know them. If you do, then you'll have to DM them that information to
I'll
me.
let you know. Yeah.
All right. Is it somebody that we've been getting kicked off?
No, I don't. Maybe. I don't know. I don't
You
know
never
who's been
know.
kicked off. I honestly, I don't even really pay attention. I love the mods. Thank you for modding. I don't really know what's happening in the background, to be honest.
Oh yeah, no. I meant off Twitter actually when I meant kicked off.
Oh
So
no,
no,
no.
no. Okay. No, it's, yeah. So there's definitely sort of an anti-hate thing. I mean, there's this is one of the things I've always kind of sort of watched, or at least I've kind of felt. And I don't know if you've got the same kind of view. I've always viewed sort of the things we watch around and the things we've interacted with in different levels. Uh, like, I view the Wellington Chuds as sort of like, eh, they're kind of weird, kind of grouping, kind of
Isn't
guys
it
that have
weird that
no
that was
real
our
aim.
introduction?
Yeah, you're right.
Like
It
we
was.
we went into this with the bottom feeders, like the low levels, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And as we kept going and like this shit's getting fucking real, man. Like it's getting real.
I think it's gotten real a while ago. We're
Yeah.
kind of like
W-
realizing, oh shit,
Yeah, yeah, there's so much more to the story. Yeah. I mean, this guy's been what since 2021 they were
he was.
investigating him. So,
He was. He's been investigated for quite a while. As Crazy Dog Lady Oscar Jackson is mentioning, there is actually two arrests in regards to the ones I'm watching here. So there was Patrick Gordon McDonald, and I feel bad saying Patrick McDonald
I know
because,
because of Tupac, Tupac.
and there's a Patrick McDonald there
Yeah.
that is nothing like the story. Patrick McDonald is the owner of St. Bridget's, and you know what, owner of a building and everything else. I understand that, but he's a nice guy. He owns the building. Kind of screwed over with a really, really fucked up group of Tupac.
Mhm.
We have no ill wills and nothing in regards to what this Patrick Gordon McDonald is doing at all. Like, nothing at all. Um,
I'm gonna say pretty confidently that
hmm,
Patrick McDonald is probably a very popular name.
hmm.
So,
I think it's a different spelling on McDonald too. So,
okay.
there's also that. Yeah, and definitely the age between the two. You and I have both met
Yeah.
Patrick McDonald of St. Bridget's. We've seen the photo of current Patrick McDonald. Yeah, of Patrick Gordon McDonald. Two different people altogether, for
It's
sure.
just yeah. So, it's getting I mean for yeah, I'm starting
It's
to
getting a little Nazi-ish in this house.
yeah.
And it's not comfortable.
No, it's not. And so this is the intelligence that the prime minister and the government is privileged to. And so when the convoy started bubbling up, this is the type of people he was talking about. Like, I know some of those outliers of the convoy, the people who supported it or whatever, tried to, blanket themselves under what Trudeau said. Trudeau is very clear when he was talking about who is organizing this shit and where the money is coming from and where all this stuff is happening. And he's talking about these Patrick McDonalds of the world. Like, he's talking about the Chris Barber who has Confederate flags in his fucking garage. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. There
it's
is,
getting Nazi-ish 100%, and it's probably been doing that for quite some time.
yeah, and it's the annoying part as we dissect this even more and more as we're getting into it. You know what? I can absolutely probably find you, as they will point out, a couple of convoy people, and I don't disagree. You're going to find some couple of people that are not racist,
Well, they're oblivious, I think.
and they're great. They're kind of oblivious and whatnot, but there is a fair amount of grouping in there, and to a point of influence. I mean, fuck, the convoy, Pat King.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
And they were
that
letting that
fucker.
shit slide. They were
Yeah,
totally letting that shit slide. So it's
yeah,
like, you say they're not racist, but I mean, they're not racist either, because if they're okay with this fucking asshole shooting his mouth the way that he was, and then they're excited to meet him, fuck off. Like,
yeah.
plain and simple, fuck right off.
No, absolutely. I mean, like again, there was all sorts of additional elements that we can get down the rabbit hole with, but I mean, just on the surface, you there's enough mainstream Pat King videos to say, yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't say shit about him.
No.
Kitchen table. For those who are not aware, kitchen table is a prime example of um, how sort of racism and Nazism can be spread. The short version of the expression is if you have 10 people at a dinner table and one of those people identifies as a Nazi and the other 9 people at that dinner table know that person is a Nazi and says nothing about it, you have 10 Nazis. This works in regards to the story of Pat King because everybody knows and everybody knew what Pat King was.
Yep.
Period. His videos were out there, everybody knew and straightforward, and not a single person stopped him from
They didn't call him
being a
out, none of that. They didn't even call him out.
Nope,
They didn't
exactly.
even call him out. They just in quiet and secret were like, "Okay, well, let's we deal with this. Let's be the face of this, and let's not, tell Pat King anything and try to keep him out of the loop." That's not the same thing as denouncing his disgusting piece of shit mouth. But as we know, they let everybody in because they needed the numbers. They wanted everybody to come in.
Yep.
And yeah, and then the networks grew bigger. Like, people were uh starstruck almost to see the likes of, the fuck is Tamara Leach? She's a friggin' idiot. The likes of Pat King. Like,
Well, Tamara Lich had already had a bit of a following, so she
uh,
had a bit of popularity because of her work with the Maverick Party. So she
which
was a
is
big
also a
deal.
racist fucking party.
Oh,
So
I'm not disagreeing with you,
yeah.
but she was kind of a big deal in Alberta. Um, but so everybody, a fair amount of them had a certain popularity to who they were into sort of their different areas. Pat King, yeah, for doing a lot of dog whistling.
Yeah.
And he'd been doing that for many years because, he's an asshat. So we have a racism problem.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're surprised.
Nope.
Uh, moving on. And continuing on into the theme of said convoy, it appears that Rolling Thunder is back on the table.
And they moved the date.
They did. Well, they moved the date, and everybody was aware of the date. I think it was back in April because April was with them in the anniversary of the of the Rolling Thunder. They tried to do it for then. People weren't showing up. All sorts of different things. Mostly people were like, I have no interest in it.
It's too
So they
cold in April to ride my bike.
uh, legal conditions and this and that. They just decided no.
Mm.
So, and I think they tried to move. I feel they tried to move it a second time to around June or July.
Yeah, it was June.
It was
Yeah.
June. Okay.
Yeah, because I was asked, uh,
Oh,
do you have
right.
plans
That's
for Rolling
right.
Thunder? And I'm like, no, I don't fucking give a shit about Rolling Thunder.
Again, yeah, and I'm on the same page as you. And so now they're looking at, um, and so now they're looking at trying to do it for August 5th. So
That's
sit
after the
down.
long weekend or before the long weekend. It's a weird
No,
year
it
this
is
year.
during the long weekend. I think.
It is? Okay.
I think it's during the long weekend because you know what? That's their best chance of trying to get people is during a long, fucking long weekend. So brace yourself. This is an exciting, exciting thing. It is going to be the Rolling Thunder in Ottawa in Armprior at the Antrim truck stop.
They start there, but they roll into Ottawa.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
That is the plan. They're going to be rolling into Ottawa. They're going to be circling the War Memorial. They're going to be making a bunch of noise. And to which I say, you know what? Just let them do it.
Well, what else are we gonna do? Who cares? I think haven't they been doing this before the convoy, or is this since the convoy? I thought this was a regular thing.
I'm not sure. Well, they did it. They did it at least after the convoy. They did the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, that I know, but I thought there
Um,
was previous ones. I don't know.
well, they did 2022 April. That was the Rolling Thunder. That was the first time we heard word of Tupac. By the way,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. But so this is technically the second one, but this is like the
Okay.
third attempt to the second one because the first two failed. It
This
just
is
feels
like
like
convoy all over again, right?
oh
Like
yeah. Different versions, different people,
it's
different
fizzled.
attempts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is this
Nobody gets along. Like they don't like each other anymore. It's over. The honeymoon is over, folks. Deal
the
with it.
honeymoon is over, but it's again, it's like these guys are doing Rolling Thunder. The Rolling Thunder was kind of a continuation of against the mandates. Rolling Thunder, whatever fucking version it is right now, 2.3 because it took them this long to try to get the second version. All right,
You-
cool. You're driving around bikes and motorcycles in downtown. Why?
Well, whatever.
Freedom.
Because
What the fuck does that mean? You have the
well, who
freedom to ride your
cares?
bike to there
It's
anyways.
cool when you listen, I used to work at Local Heroes,
Yeah.
and every Sunday morning I would serve a group of 25 bikers, and it's cool. They like to ride together. I totally get that. Like, I
But I'm okay
totally
with
get that.
that. Yeah, I'm okay. If you guys just want to get together to Antrim as a bunch of bikers, and then roll around
I
as a
think
bunch
it's
of
cool.
bikers, have breakfast, do all sorts of stuff as a
Yeah.
bunch of bikers because you enjoy to ride around on your motorcycles, I 110% support you. You have the freedom to do that. You have the
Totally.
freedom to
We've
gather
always had the
together.
freedom because we've always seen the big lot of
Agreed.
bikes together and all think it's
Agreed.
cool and
Agreed. You have enjoy. You can totally enjoy to go do that together as hey, this is a fun thing we like to do together. And I know people who have motorcycles that get together and just ride around because they love to do it.
yeah,
I have no problems with that. I don't have a motorcycle, but I do not interfere with people who do have motorcycles to go enjoy themselves.
whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, that's not a
Um,
problem.
yeah.
But this is not
It's
that.
weird that they can't get a bunch of people to ride motorcycles together. That's the weird part to me because that happens all the time. So I'm just trying to figure out like why they've been having a hard time doing it because honestly, we see groups, I don't know, maybe they want hundreds of them to show up. I don't know, but
They want hundreds, but they also predicted thousands at April 1st for the Fachi's convoy
yeah. Well,
reunion.
they
So
they lost a lot of support. Like the convoy lost a lot of support once it was revealed that there was more to the story than what was happening, and people don't want to associate with that. So I mean, maybe that's the
I
issue. It's
yeah.
funny, what makes me laugh is that whole remember during the convoy, all those fake it was so annoying. The fake hugging and pretending everybody loved each other, and they're like, "Oh, I love you. We haven't hugged in so long. We can hug as Canadians again. Fuck the mandates." It's like you can always hug, you idiots. Like there was never a problem with hugging. And yes, you should keep 2 feet apart or 6 feet apart or whatever, 2 meters. If you're wearing masks, you'll be fine. Go hug each other. Like whatever it is, hug without mask. Who fucking cares? Go do your thing.
Just do it away from us and we're
But
fine.
now they hate each other. So it was what like it was the I love yous and the hugging was so forced and so fake. And that's what irked the fuck out of me the most. Really when I was, because they would like make a big show of hugging each other and saying I love you and all this stuff. And it was so disingenuous and so ridiculous. And now we see that it's completely disingenuous, because they all hate each other now. Like, it's all groups and cliques of people who hate each other, and that's why
And
they can't get
yeah.
together. They're trying to outdo each
But
other.
but one more on this is I think there is a silent majority of that particular group that did enjoy, because remember there was 12,500 that did show up at the convoy
At the beginning.
at the beginning. Absolutely, there was at the
Yep,
beginning.
at the
But I think
beginning.
there's a silent majority of that particular group that we haven't heard or seen from ever again. Let's ballpark it around 10,000 that just haven't reappeared. Why? No reason.
Because the mandates are over, and that's why they were there.
The reasons what brought them out there
Yeah,
isn't there anymore.
right.
Some of them are probably afraid of legal ramifications that they all, they saw a lot of FAing and now they're seeing a lot of FOing to
Yeah,
those people. But
and they're
also a
but
large group is like, I don't need to do this anymore. I got my job back. I've got money coming in. Wife's working. We got like 12 kids and everything else
whatever,
going
not
on.
even 12 kids, just the life that they went back to life,
Hmm.
and this is why there's a rise in hate for sure, and that whole extreme of the convoy is starting to move
Yeah.
into the transphobia and all that other nonsense that they're pulling,
Yep.
but they're not able to get the same amount so far. Like I'm hoping it stays this way, but they're not able to get the same people to come out to these things that we're seeing them resorting to going to other sort of zealot religious, groups to try to get them to come out to fill those numbers that they were looking for.
Damn
So
you, woman. Damn you.
why do I always
Magic Hammond. Yes. You always kind of
I
jump a little
ruined
bit to
it.
the next.
I can't
You
help it.
ruined it. You're a ruiner.
I'm a
You're,
segwayer.
you're a
I just I'm
segwayer
I'm
because you
naturally
segue
progressing.
from Rolling Thunder to
Yeah.
something in reverse, which is the convoy
Stupid
of
convoy.
Canada Unity. Because and it's exactly the point, and this is
James
where I'm going
Bowder.
to take over now,
Yep.
James Botter. But so the
It's
Canada Unity has
Bowder, you
announced
fool. Bowder. Say
Bauda, yes,
Bowder.
like chowder.
Bowder.
So Bauda has announced, and Bauda I use sort of loosely because I'm not sure if it was him or somebody else at the Canada Unity account. It could have been him or Ron or anybody else that's there. Has announced that they're going to be doing a convoy, but instead of a convoy from like all across Canada converging on Parliament Hill, no. This is going to be a slow roll convoy going from from Toronto to Montreal and Ottawa, but staying on the 401, which I thought it was interesting to hear because Ottawa's not on the 401. At least last I checked when I still live in the city. But anywho,
Is Montreal on the 401?
Montreal is well.
Okay.
It turns into I want to say the 20.
Okay.
Yeah, the Trans Canada changes into to Quebec auto routes once you get into Quebec. It's a thing. Anywho, um, so they plan on doing a slow roll, which I'm sure is going to be going fantastic if they can get enough vehicles without pissing off and getting their ass arrested. Because especially doing this in Ontario, I don't think
I'm
they're quite
sorry.
aware of this. Mhm.
Who wants to drive from Toronto to Montreal slowly? You've seen me drive, Joe. I can't handle that.
I
I
haven't
would
seen you
not make
drive
it.
slowly. Well, we did get pulled over by police, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I get but
Um,
honestly, like, what does slow roll mean? What does slowly mean?
okay. You know how you drive really fast? The very opposite of that shit, woman.
But
Um,
why?
I don't know why
Like,
people want to do that, but
why what
yeah,
is
yeah.
that? 8
So,
hours from Toronto to Montreal? Is that how
so
that
Toronto,
goes?
Montreal, I would ballpark between 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
You probably 30 minutes.
Okay,
No, that's
it's
not true.
just like,
But
no.
yeah, no, no, it's a ridiculous thing. But yeah, they're trying to make a political statement. But here is kind of the interesting part. Thank you, Magic Hand. Um,
Makes no sense.
what Magic Hand? Magic Hand is a wonderful
No,
thing.
magic
No.
hand is great. Slow rolling 6 hours. That means you're gonna make it 12 hours. Like, no thanks.
Yes. So they're going to be slow rolling, maybe even longer. Like they might end up only get up to like Kingston or Oshawa if they're slow rolling, and just pissing off a bunch of people from Toronto, which just sounds like a terrible idea.
You slow roll to Toronto anyway.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to Toronto?
Mm.
Uh,
Go to
God.
Toronto on a rush hour, you're slow rolling the minute you hit the city. That's for sure. But so they're going to be planning on slow rolling. But so I want to dissect a little bit here. So I mean, aside from this is the map of what they're looking at. You know, they're going to be slow rolling around across Toronto and Ottawa and Montreal. Again, totally missing Ottawa. So off the mark.
Well, they're going to
But
Ottawa after Montreal.
possibly. So if you're slow rolling from Montreal to Ottawa, all you're going to be doing is pissing off a bunch of Quebecers. And trust
Cool.
me, that's not going to end well.
Well, it depends.
Trust the
Is
Quebecer.
Farfada gonna join in on this?
No,
I know they hate James Bowder. I'm just kidding.
it's just no Quebecer will. It's like you don't fuck with the highways. They have no patience on the road. I'm French. I know this. But anywho,
I'm not French, and I'd be pissed off. Okay.
oh yeah. You know, again, French get really, really weird when they get pissed off. I mean, look at France right now. So, but I point to the image that's over there. As I try to figure out which way my hand is pointing. So the couple of key points here to look, you know, he's talking about number 41, hashtag Hong Kong, because, you know, it's all about the convoy and, you know, the fact they honked in the city for so much, Freedom Convoy 2023, because, you know, they're trying to, again, capture that thing. What's the two new tags of Save Our Children? That's now in there.
They're so fucking dumb. Good luck there, Bowda.
Yeah, well, Bowder.
His child. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
It's his. That's
Yes.
not his child. His uncle. There. Excuse me. He's
his
the
niece.
uncle.
Sorry, his niece or nephew there.
Yeah.
I yes, and I don't want to highlight the child too much, but more so is it's more to me. I'm just looking at this. I'm like, this is just some dirty shit in regards to you're just trying to strap onto
coattails.
Thank you. Coattail riding the whole like, well, people aren't really excited about the vaccines thing, but we'll get unity with saving the children because that's what people are excited about.
But this time,
dumb bigoted fuck.
This time, see, when the convoy happened, people let that shit happen. If you're going to pull this bullshit when it comes to save the kids and transphobia bullshit, we're not letting that shit happen. Like it's not going to happen, right? Like they can ride their fucking trucks all they want to ride their trucks, but if these assholes step outside, it's on. Like this is not it's not a thing. So anyway, James does this all the fucking time. He makes these stupid public announcements, doesn't plan it, says it's going to happen sometime in April. Why? Do you not know the date? It's July, like you're a fucking idiot. It's July. You posted it. How do you not know when you're going to do this? You either pick a date because you're serious about this or just shut the fuck up. Do you know what I
Because
mean? He
he's
does this every single time. Oh,
because he's
we're
yeah, yeah,
planning.
because he's just like Jason LaFasse.
Oh, they're just so they work together. Those two idiots. Like they are the same. I don't even know how. I don't know.
Do you have any idea what kind of shit we just probably caused right there?
Oh, it's just so brutal.
I know
It's all the time, all the time, all the time they do this.
they do. They
He
come
does
in.
this.
They're
Yeah.
gonna be making this announcements, and you know what? I have the feeling once we hit closer to August, they're gonna realize because again, Rolling Thunder failed because I'm pretty sure it just failed because it failed to get people to get together for these things.
I just think April's a weird time to get on bikes. Like, wasn't there still snow on the ground?
No. April's kind of a weird, funny thing, and bikers are willing to get there as quickly as possible to just get. They're kind of itching to get on the road. April's usually a pretty decent time to sort of plan
Okay.
something
I
else.
feel like there was still snow on the ground this year, but whatever. I don't know.
This
I
year
don't
there might have
remember.
been, but the year before there was none.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird thing, but again, it still had nothing less to do with that, and just more of the fact of people couldn't give a shit now. They could just go out and do their own thing. They don't need to go into one of these convoy events, so they didn't. Um, Again, I get the feeling when it comes closer to these events, whether it be fucking Rolling Thunder or it comes up to the actual convoy, we're gonna be like, well, we got some scheduling conflicts, so we're gonna delay a little bit longer until we get more people to show up.
Yeah. The thing with Jason LaFacci and James Bowder is nobody takes them seriously. So that like whatever. Keep planning James Bowder. Keep planning
I'm still
Jason
waiting.
LaFacci. They're like those are jokes. Um,
Well, if everybody also remembers, like LaFassi is still supposed to be in Ottawa, refusing to leave until the Liberal government has resigned.
and he was also supposed to move to Alberta, where he was going to start working because he had a job lined up. He was one of 20 people, wasn't he, that was working for the federal government in security or something along those lines. And he was also supposed to find a job when he was there. Like, just whatever. Jason LaFacci is a big blah, blah, blah. I think he just, I don't even know.
No,
They're all just big talkers. And
they are. They
the more
absolutely are.
James Bowder does this, here's a tip for you, James Bowder. You may have been one of the first people who organized the convoy. That may be true. Um, but the more you make these stupid plans to try to have a convoy, and the more that they fail or you get kicked out, the more you're proving that the leadership of the convoy was right to put you in the background. So stop embarrassing yourself and just finish. Like, don't do this anymore. Don't do it anymore. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
Like,
Yeah, no.
he gets pissed off that he was, pushed aside, but here he is continuously trying to plan these things and failing. So maybe, just maybe, you were pushed aside for a reason.
Maybe you
Stop
weren't the one that
embarrassing
really planned the
yourself.
shit.
Yeah, well, that too. He did do the MOU, that's for sure, and the rest of them went along with it for some odd, ridiculous reason. Um, and Tom Marazzo was the one who really tried to sell that shit in the conferences that they were having. But anyways, yeah, James, just put it to bed. Move along. You're done.
Absolutely. So now we move over back to Ottawa for Canada weekend. So again, as we mentioned, mostly convoy activity was a little bit sort of sorry, not back Canada weekend. This was actually the week Wednesday before. So the Wednesday before when we had our last episode, we didn't quite have a chance to cover the story. And this had to do with 3 youths and an incident in Ottawa that kind of turned into a hate crime rather quickly. So there hasn't been really too
Oh
much
yeah.
more information that came out from the story here, but I'm going to try to recap a bit of the information here. Most in particular is that during the robbery, hateful comments were uttered to the victim with respect to the fact that they were into the 2S LGBTQIA plus community, which suddenly turned this particular robbery into a hate crime because the police believe that they were targeted because they were part of the community. So, based on this and a couple other things, especially during the month of June, um, there's been a lot of cry outs in regards to there's an increase in regards to hate crimes and just hate motivated activity in the city of Ottawa.
Hmm.
I don't know, Dana. What do you think?
I think it's a problem.
Agreed.
Um, and the fact that they're youths really pisses me off. I mean, listen, I grew up and I was when I was in Ottawa. I mean, I grew up in Ottawa.
You're
I
still in
hung
Ottawa, by
around
the way.
with not so savory people. Like I was a shithead for my mom at 14, 15, 16 years old. I hung around with the wrong crowd, blah blah blah. And definitely didn't participate in any of the swarmings and stuff. But I do remember, because I grew up in Orleans, I do remember stories of these swarmings that were happening
I
close to
remember the
Gloucester
stories.
Center and even in Orleans, and like certain paths that I'd even take home. I always felt safe in my area and I walked everywhere and biked everywhere. But these things happened. Um, so now and it was getting pretty bad too. I remember like it was getting to be like really bad at one point. And then even when I got into my 20s and stuff like that, again, we were hearing about swarmings and things and people like stealing shoes off of people and stuff like that. So when I haven't really been paying attention to these things. The fact that they uttered homophobic or transphobic or whatever slurs really is a problem, because if that's why this person was attacked, I mean, there's no real good reason for anybody to be attacked um, at all. Did they steal stuff? Like you said, robbery. Were they like, was it a
It was a
swarming?
robbery. It's it didn't specifically say it was a swarming, but the individual was punched, kicked, and their possessions stolen. So probably
Yeah.
I'm thinking more of a mugging kind of thing.
Yeah. And like we even have a problem with home takeovers in Ottawa, right? Like it was
Mhm.
a big deal. We were taking courses on what do we do if we find out that there was a home takeover. So like crime is a problem. Um and the crime is a problem in Ottawa. Uh there are issues that are not being addressed for sure. And I think I don't think it then of this is not the intro to we need more policing. In fact, it's the opposite. We need more resources to
Yeah.
tackle the societal issues. We need more money towards housing and infrastructure and all of those things. I won't get deep into it because we know what the problems are and we know what the solutions need to be. Are just our governments just aren't doing that for us, which is a real issue. Yeah. So I mean, definitely, I'm seeing a rise in hate because these protests were not a thing when I was growing up. We had protests, but not this, what we're seeing. Are these two things related? I'm not sure. Are these kids, it's really hard to tell. There's not enough information. I don't even know. It's
Yeah.
about youth, so they don't give us a whole lot of information.
No, and more likely we're probably not going to see too much more in regards to this particular incident because, again, it's a youth incident from everything I can tell. Even if they get tried as an adult, we're not going to get too much more from it unless some agencies are able to pick it up.
Yeah. Do they do
But
that in Canada? Do they try youth as adults? I don't even know.
yes, yes, they
Oh,
can.
they do? Okay.
They do. Um, but even beyond that, at least it's one of those things that we want to keep an eye on because I mean we've had this, we had the stabbing back in Waterloo, like these are all. Then we had the entire
Yes.
month of June that was insane. it's just one of those things. I'm like, I want us to reflect a little bit on us being now coming into July, post Pride Month, and say, no, no, that month was chaos.
It was
In a month
chaos.
that was supposed to stand for celebration, people went out of their fucking way to be fucking shitty
Yeah, you're right.
in something that's supposed to be a celebration for
And then
people
they
who
fucking
fought to get that.
gaslit us to say, I thought this was about love and inclusion, not very loving. Fuck, that drives me nuts.
It's
How
not very
can you?
loving. Yeah.
Uh, what? Go ahead.
It's not very loving when they're the fucking asshats coming in to piss all over the
What?
place.
Yeah, like your mom can be a very loving, loving woman,
Yeah.
like probably the most loving woman. But if you come at her, right, with your shitty bigot attitude and tell her you don't want her to live anymore, she's not going to be very loving to you. It doesn't mean she's not a loving person. It doesn't mean she's not an inclusive person. We can be all of those things, but we can also stand up for ourselves or the communities that we are trying to protect. You don't gaslight saying, "Oh, I thought this was about love." No, you don't come to a house of love with your fucking hate and bigotry and expect to receive love. That's not how it works. That drives me nuts. Like, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up already about that.
Mama's bringing out the wooden spoon.
Oh,
She
yeah.
could beat the fuck out of you with it.
The ship. If there's any
Yep.
Arabs, the ship.
Arab
Like,
ship. French Canadian, wooden spoon.
yeah. Well, we did the asaya, which is like the stick or the
Oh, yeah.
wooden spoon is the,
Yeah.
but there's also the ship is a flip flop or like a slipper.
Every culture, there is a thing that
Yeah.
will terrify the kids
We had
because,
both.
yeah, exactly. Every culture, there was something. French
Yeah.
Canadian, I said, there's the wooden spoons, and in Egyptian, as the
You
ones you
ever see
mentioned.
that couple where it's a Filipino wife and whenever her husband says something to piss her off, she just kicks her foot up, the flip-flop goes flying in the air, she catches it and whips it at him like she's got it
Nice.
perfected.
And let me guess, it's a single move, right? Just
Yeah,
like
she's just like
bang.
yeah, she's good. I like her. She's my kind of people.
Exactly. But yeah, yeah. Every like I said, every culture has that mother sort of version of like, no, no, you come at us, we
Yeah,
will put you back to your place. We brought you into this world. We can
yeah,
remove you.
take you out.
So yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, peace, love, absolutely. You come into pride and with love, absolutely.
Yeah.
I will not enter pride without a listening ear and openness. If I
Yeah.
come in there with hate, I expect to get my ass kicked. You should too. Because god damn it. But now we go back to Parliament. Parliament Hill. Again, as I've alluded before, there was, yes, all sorts of combat activity. Most of them, like, you guys are dumbasses. You guys are just being dumb. We don't care. But there's one event at Parliament Hill that, and it wasn't quite near Parliament Hill, it was more close to the War Memorial, overlooking
Oh yeah.
that kind of got my attention here. So I did remove the audio here as we discuss this here. And I also did editing in regards to blurring it out because, yeah. So this here was tweeted out by somebody by the name of Adrian Thomas, who's been trying to bring back um, what would be called the Nazi symbol, because he's claiming that it's it's been belonging to other cultures and so on and so forth. I'm like, that's not inaccurate
Yeah, but
in
it's
regards
not
to,
accurate either.
yeah, there's a lot of different things. Yes, has the Nazi symbol existed in other cultures? Yes. Does it in different permutations? Yes. Is this what he's kind of doing here? Not necessarily, particularly here where he's, his follower here, an individual by the name of Angel, is holding not only the Nazi symbol, but this is the Nazi and the Nazi eagle
Yeah.
of the Nazi party
Yeah.
during its reign of 39 to 45. Like, this isn't sort of the symbol from Celtic heritage. This is the German Nazi Republican Party symbol.
Can you take it
That's what
off?
we
I'm sick of watching this crazy lady walk around with the fucking flag. She's driving me nuts and it's just looping. I don't want to see it anymore.
fair enough.
Thanks.
So we're gonna see her a little bit again a little bit later. I
Yeah, that's
apologize.
fine.
And again,
No, it's fine. I just don't want to keep seeing the same scene looping over and over again. That's all. It makes me pretty sick that there are people out there who like she looks like she's showboating on top of that. She doesn't even like this. Yeah. They just look like they're trying to be what is the word? Like fuck. If anybody knows what the word like they're just trying to be
I'm going to bring it back for one particular reason because there's
sure.
something else I wanted to point out in regards to this. And this particular thing had me sort of pissed in all sorts of different directions here. And this one I feel bad a lot for also sort of the indigenous communities in regards to all sorts so aside from the fact she's wearing an orange all child
Every child matters. Yeah.
every child matters shirt, if you watch her face as she approaches the camera at the end of the very thing,
Yeah, she's
she's
got
got
the missing and murdered indigenous women and
she's got the
girls.
red handprint, she's got the orange shirt, and then she's holding a 1939 to 1945 Nazi flag.
Yeah.
And I will now take this away. I'm just like, I don't
But
even know where to start with that.
okay, so was it the yeah, anyway, it's just the narrative that they're trying to push that I think even at one point the Nazis gave the indigenous people the title of Aryan, that they were also Aryan because there was a group or whatever
Mm-hmm.
that was pushing this narrative, right? Back in 1939 or whatever. So they did, um, some of them did try to collaborate to, I don't know, work together. But obviously it was a fringe, right? It's the same thing as what we're seeing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. She dressed up in all of the what is it? Virtue signaling, is that the term that we want to use here for this? I don't know. Is that what that is? It just I can't believe I'm missing a word. I'm exhausted. There
Yeah.
is they're trying to be not exaggerated, like making everybody look over here. What is it? What is the word? Like
Distracting.
no, like shoot. Eccentric maybe? Like they're just trying to, shock factor. That's how I feel.
Tokenized, I think, is one of
Yeah,
the
like I
words.
feel like they're just
Yeah.
trying to be shocking and I don't know. It falls flat for me. It's gross.
Yeah. It is, and it's, and it kind of brings me up to the next video that goes with this particular segment here too. It's performative, absolutely, in
Yeah,
regards to,
performative's a good word.
I'm caring about all children matters, and it's something that that I pointed this out, and I know Deana has pointed this out too, which is they very much try to strap their cause to every single thing that they can try to associate with. I mean, they've strapped themselves to the all children matter, even though they don't give a shit about those kids. But they're important. Missing murdered indigenous women, they're strapping themselves to it
But
too, but
she's
they don't really
indigenous,
give a
is she
shit.
not? Like
I don't
Adrian's
know.
indigenous. Yeah, they are.
Adrian,
They-
I know is Angel. I don't know.
I,
I said,
I
I
think
may or may
Angel
not.
is. Yeah.
Um, but it's still one of those like, okay, so you're strapping yourself to these things while, again, carrying around these things. If you want to try to reclaim the swastika, I kind of understand the Thunderbird logo in regards to medicine wheel. I'm like, all right, that's a discussion. That's a maybe. That particular flag you're flying there, no, that's not a discussion. There's not even a close to a fucking discussion. That's a
I think, yeah,
non-starter.
an
Period.
excuse to be able to get away with that is what they're doing. I feel like Adrian or whatever his name is probably a racist.
Hmm.
And probably genuinely doesn't like Jewish people. I think he might be anti-Semitic. I have no idea. But definitely that was, like I said, I did a bit of research, like I did a bit of reading about it, and not so much research, just reading. And yeah, there was who put it out? Somebody put out a really great thread, and I retweeted it
Hmm.
actually. So maybe I'll retweet it again. But it was Adrian's bringing back um, Chief. Uh, it'll come to me. The chief's name. Arthur or something, like Art or something like that. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
he was basically doing the same thing and
No.
working with the Nazis.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those.
An
There's
honorary Aryan or something, like imagine.
yeah, there is even more to that, especially after this particular week, in regards to things that we won't even discuss in the episode. Um, in regards to honorarians, model citizens, and whatnot, that's just I won't say disappointed because I'm not in that kind of position to say that. It's sad to see that people have to view that as something that's good, and when they can be aiming for something so much better, they
Mhm.
shouldn't be aiming for that particular view of themselves. But continuing on this one here, there's a second video to go with this. I've adjusted volume. I'm
N-
not a Convite's video is the original footage. Who took care of regards to blurring out what there is? Thank you, not a Convite.
Not I'm not talking about Arthur Pulowski, just by the way. I'm talking about like a from 1939.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but continue on
it's
here.
a revival. Sorry, is what Adrian's doing.
Whatever people think that the swastika represents nothing that Hitler tried to do. This symbol was stolen from our tribe, and it's a symbol of peace, unity, for direction for all people, no matter the color. So if people are scared of this fight, they are scared of peace. I'm going to ask everyone to have 3 minutes of silence.
You didn't see the videos yet. Because we need to do it all. But yesterday, here, we planted the new tree. You have to understand now, after you watch these videos that we'll make, because it's not only one, our mark are still on the stone from yesterday. Our force has been raised. Our energy has been put inside of us.
I don't want to know what's been put inside of you, Mr. Ben, because I feel that's between you and partner of the time.
I can't handle him, man. Seriously, he's too much.
Oh, he is. He is absolutely a little bit.
So is she.
Oh no, 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 yeah, no. They make a perfect pair. Maybe that's who's putting something inside of him. But
Yeah, he is not so. Like
yeah,
was that music part of his video in the first
yeah,
place, or Seriously, like he
I
finds
didn't
these.
add any music to
No,
any of
did
these.
Nada, because it's Nada's
No.
Ven did
Nada
it,
can
because he does
confirm
find,
here.
like, he's the reason why I came up with the interpretive dance when I listened to his first
Oh yeah.
video, and I'm like, what is this music? Like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, he
Yeah.
puts all this drama behind it and whatever, and
Yeah, because the I did alter the video in regards to the one I just did there. Again, I thank Nada there for that collection, but I did modify that. And if you watch the original one from Nada, I modified the audio in regards to the first half where we heard Angel talking. I cranked up the volume to try to balance it out so we can actually hear her in the same bounce volume as we heard the second half. That's all I did. That's it. Aside from some transition, that's it. The music and everything else is not as confirming here. That's all his. Neither of us have done anything else to that video, except for what I just explained. But you've seen his videos before. Many of us have seen his videos before. He'll do the weird dramatic thing. He'll rant on for like 10 fucking minutes
I don't know.
about just crazy nonsensical shit, because that's what he does.
And he says nothing.
For 10
all those
minutes.
words and nothing is said.
For 10 minutes with like over the top dramatic music.
Yeah.
Like,
This is it. We planted a tree. Our mark is still here.
The people are speaking for 10 minutes about nothing. All right, cool. And
freedom.
And he's doing this on TikTok, and I'm gonna be a judgmental old man bastard, but I'm like, TikTok, if you don't say that in 60 seconds, you've lost your audience's attention. Like, it's
Liberté.
Liberté.
You see, our mark is on the stairs. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Okay, Matt. Thanks for that.
Yeah. I mean,
he calls me the crazy lady. I mean, what do we do?
Again, like if you want to do a live for 10, 20 to an hour, that makes sense on something like TikTok went up. But your videos are long unless they have a very specific purpose.
I can go live now. I have more than 1,000 followers on TikTok, but I'm too chicken shit.
You're live on Facebook all the time. You yell at convites and racists to their face, but you're chicken shit to go live.
I don't know how to do it.
TikTok?
That's why somebody has to tell me.
Yeah.
Is there like a live button like there is?
I need to mock you for a little bit about this, just because you're chicken shit about one thing. No. Everybody watching, we're all gonna have some fun with this. Yeah,
I'm gonna do a vote. Like we have to do a poll the next time we have a live. Should I go on TikTok or should I go on Facebook? That's what I need to know. Like, are all of these people that are on my Facebook also on TikTok, and will they join me on TikTok? But I feel like TikTok is the place to be because the younger people are on TikTok, and I love my followers and stuff, but we really need to reach out to the younger generation here. Like if I can't do both, then I have to pick one. And we really need to pull out the young people to get
I would love to be able to live with you on TikTok. Not necessarily just be able to live, although I would kind of enjoy to do it on the side. But it will also give me the options to understand what live is, because I know there's some additional options in live, so I can get you to give you an option of you can live both on Facebook and TikTok at the same time. I want to give you that.
That would be cool.
So, let's get me 1,000 followers.
Hey, everybody. I'll do that. I'll just put a TikTok and say, everybody that's following me, make sure you follow Joe so that we can go live. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy.
Absolutely.
I'll just say he doesn't put videos up. Do you?
I do sometimes. I did put up
he
2 videos.
Occasionally puts videos up, but this is so that we can bring to you guys live. And you can see what's going on so that you know that you need to get out and come out and join us. Let's do that.
Absolutely. So I mean, if I can figure out a bit of the tech, I can make sure to get Deana out there, because you know what, Deana's like right now the choice of between, do I live on Facebook, on TikTok? If I can sort of say no, let's live on both, that could be kind of a better option.
Yeah, I like that. I want to reach
Absolutely.
everybody.
Absolutely. Let's give you a better option. But aside from that, yeah. So it's, turning back and coming back here and ending there with regards to the Nazi thing. Yeah. Let's get the streaming over there, and let's get over to the last story, which has to do with Ottawa again, because it's like Deana and I live in Ottawa, so we have to talk about the city. So this one is a bit one. I didn't tell Deana what it is, so she's not quite aware of it.
I have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah. So in past little while here, as we were mentioning, this kind of wraps up the I kind of enjoy having this one as the last one, and it has to do with today. So a couple of people went to City Hall in regards to talking to the city and then powers that be,
Yes.
that they're now raising a flag. Again, as we were covering here, this past month has been a shit show
Yeah.
in regards to attacks on Pride.
Yep.
We saw it June 9th. We saw it at the NAC.
OCDSB meetings.
OCDSB meetings. OCSB meetings.
Yeah. You said June 9th, so it's the same thing.
Like even trips on Saturdays to Parliament Hill.
Yeah, to yell about the flag on the Parliament, on the whatever.
And just to add a little bit of a punctuation, that it is everything we just mentioned here is just Ottawa. And again, Deana and I do a 1 week show. So a show once a week. Generally, we're covering all sorts of areas across Ontario and expanding to additional areas across Canada. This month, we could not really leave Ottawa too much. This episode, we didn't even leave Ottawa at all, nor the previous one.
Yeah.
Because there was so much going on here, and we know from friends all across saying there's shit going on there too. There's an absolute increase. So this particular article here has to do with a conference that they did today. And some wonderful people that we know, Faye Johnstone, as well as Toby.
Was that today or yesterday? Why do I feel like it was yesterday?
I feel like it was yesterday, but it's actually the article is from today.
Yeah,
it was actually yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm not losing my mind. Because I remember yesterday reading, because Faye put out a couple of tweets about it, and it was all whipped together from, she said, a Friday call or something like that. And yeah,
Faye, looking over the activity of what Faye's been doing. She's been busy for quite
and Toby was part of it as well. And
Toby and Faye did an interview. I think it was this morning actually with CBC or CTV, also in regards to this too, or yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Again. Was it yesterday? Okay,
I think so. Yeah.
But again, to point out, so Toby is one of the directors of Capital Pride of Ottawa. But again, the message was very consistent amongst all these groups, which is there is a huge growing threat to the LGBTQ plus community right now. We're seeing in rising amounts of events targeting these individuals, as well as hate attacks, from muggings, as we were discussing in the West End, to stabbings in Waterloo.
Yes,
it's just, and I remember talking to Faye briefly during the NAC event, and like, because Faye was saying like she wants to see more funding to it, and I was like, I totally agree. personally, I'd also like to see specifically a line item in there to get more tracking in regards to the events that are occurring. And it's not to say everything else is not as important. I totally agree. All of it's important. I just want to get some more line numbers. Like, look, there is a chart of the number just going up exponentially.
Exponentially,
Like,
yeah.
can we see this number just shooting right the fuck up? We need more funding because look, the numbers jumping up, and these people are Canadians, taxpayers. You need to protect them, and the threat to them is massive.
Yeah.
Please do something. So, people are trying to raise a signal. We need to support every single person, in this case right now, Faye and Toby, and every other messaging trying to raise the flag saying, we need help.
Yep.
Because they do. And if we want to see more funding, more more monitoring of the situation, more outreach programs,
Well,
more
Faye was
anything.
even saying that like the premier of Ontario isn't even answering, like having a conversation with anybody. Like you have the federal government that needs to put more
I heard he was
dollars
at his
into it.
cottage.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure they weren't just trying to call him yesterday, right? Like whatever he
Oh
was at
no,
his cottage. I'm sure this has been an ongoing effort to try to speak with the provincial government to discuss the fact that there is a rise in hate, anti-LGBTQIA plus hate in Ontario, not just Ottawa. Like we have fucking Peterborough, we have Toronto, we like all of Southern Ontario with the anti-drag, things that the Wynn sisters are doing a fantastic job, taking care of. But
incredible.
it's happening all over Ontario.
Yeah.
We know it's happening all over Canada, but Doug Ford is responsible for his constituents in Ontario, so he needs to fucking pick up the goddamn phone, right, and have a conversation with people, stakeholders in his riding. So
No, absolutely. And you're absolutely right. It's especially when in regards to Ford just not being there, and sad reality is he never will be.
yeah, I mean,
Doesn't care.
we didn't even hear Pierre
Doesn't even
Poilievre.
care about anybody else in the province to begin with.
Yeah, and Pierre
go
Poilievre
ahead.
hasn't even made a fucking comment, not one peep about
Nope.
what happened in Waterloo. How the fuck can you stay silent about something like that? You're a leader of a fucking political party and you say nothing? That speaks volumes. You piece of shit. Loser.
Stole the fucking words from my
Yeah.
mouth.
Like fuck you.
Yeah. It
He's
does
a piece of
absolutely
shit.
speak volumes. Silence is volume in this point.
Yeah. Like whatever. Pierre Poilievre sucks when it comes to the economy. Thankfully, those numbers came out, and people do not have any faith in him in taking care of Canada's economy. He sucks when it comes to he does political divisive politics all the time. We see that he tries to blame it on Trudeau, and he's like the most divisive piece of shit I've ever seen. He doesn't stand up for constituents who are being attacked. This is a hate crime. Like they were the police statement is that it's a hate crime, and you're not calling it out, and then we still see you like hanging around with white supremacists and like shaking hands and taking pictures and photo ops with these pieces of shit. I hate the guy. Like it's ew. He better not be our fucking prime minister. I cannot handle it. He better not become our prime minister.
Harbour was a harsh one to handle. This one I would not know how to handle.
Yeah, no, he's fuck it. It'd be like, yeah, no thanks. I'd be as devastated as I was when Trump was elected in 2016, to be honest.
No, and we still gonna have that on the table as 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, although if he doesn't make it as a leader by 2025, I find that entertaining as fuck. Um, I think he will. I don't see any reason why he won't. It's I don't think I don't recall anybody who never made it to leadership between when he got leadership to election. Um, will he succeed? I don't know. And the only reason why I say I don't know is because politically in Canada, it's a huge amount of time between. It's a huge amount of time politically, in the sense of 2 years. Anything can happen between now and 2 years from now. Do I want to see him win? Fuck no. He's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not just me making that decision.
Yeah.
So
I'm counting on the young people to know that he's not what we need, but we'll see. I guess we will see.
I've seen a fair amount of young people. I'm hoping it's spreading.
Yeah.
Young people seem to be a little bit smarter and more aware and more tolerant.
I hope they're just more engaged. That's all. That's really the most important. It doesn't matter if they're
Agreed.
smarter and they whatever. If they're not engaged, then that's the issue.
More engaged and more aware and more resilience to being hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Using an old timey term with the younger people, because that's how I roll. Well, that's the end of the stuff here.
Hey, we're at 5 minutes. Do we have a happy ending? That didn't sound good at all. I take that back. I mean, whatever. Some people might be having a happy ending right now. It is 10:55, so congratulations if you are. That's not what I meant, though.
I completely authorize you guys to clip that shit right there.
Look who's hanging out with me right now. Jin Jin. She's my cutie. Here we go.
Yes. So, yeah, no, we do have an additional summary of there. We are kind of we're still watching all sorts of different events coming up. Obviously, there's the Rolling Thunder and the Convoy events going to be coming through. We're going to be keeping an eye for things for everybody to keep an eye out for. Most importantly, I think in regards to the Rolling Thunder and Convoy, those are events I don't see any particular desire to get involved with.
Yeah, I won't be doing that.
No, there's no.
We're not
reason to.
protecting anybody.
No,
Like, do you know what I mean?
no.
So there's no point in being there. The only reason why I go out anymore, like the whole reason why I went out when the convoy came in the first place, is because of all of those poor people who were dealing with their bullshit. Like, I was going out on behalf of Ottawa residents.
Mhm.
Rolling Thunder, stupid slow roll, all that stuff. There's nobody in any immediate suffering or danger or whatever. So this is why I don't go to those things. But when it comes to drag story time, when there's families that are going to be going there, or performers that are going to be there, support for the community, if it's what is it? Protests at the OCDSB. No, thank you. I'm protecting, the trustees that are there that are trying to do their job. We're there to protect the community and the students who go to the school so that these people don't get bullied into making decisions that make zero fucking sense when it comes to our public education system. That's why we go out to these things. Whatever. I did go to the March for Life event. I'm protecting myself as a woman and my decision as a woman to make up my own fucking mind about my own goddamn body. That's why I was there. And my daughter, who should have that same option, to decide how she's going to live her life. But like I said, when it comes to the stupid slow roll and the whatever they're doing, Rolling Thunder, have at her.
So, I mean, for the slow rolls and Rolling Thunder, I'm 110% with you on that. If there's a good opportunity and whatnot, I may show there, not to protest. I might try to see if I can get some footage and whatnot so that we can bring it for the show kind of thing.
I won't be belly dancing, I promise. That's not happening. I'm actually not going to go. Maybe I'll go to Sandbanks or something because I like to go to the beach there, or North Bay or whatever that place is.
So, like I said, aside from capturing some footage in regards to what the event is, that might be a little bit of that might be the extreme. And again, I'm not going to be interacting. I'll just capture some footage. That's it. The idea is to not cause interference, whatnot. Let it sort of just occur on its own.
I'm gonna show up on my scooter bike, and I'm gonna go at the back, and I'll be like, "Put, put, 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 put. Wait for me." I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
Mark in your calendar.
Can you imagine?
Do it.
That'd be funny.
Fucking do it. Just gonna join in a scooter.
Maybe I'm gonna do it.
Shit, you just gave yourself a good idea.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And people are already daring you to do it. All right.
I'll drive in front so that they're stuck, and I'll just be like swerving round and round.
You could be the slow roll. You could slow roll the entire Rolling Thunder. They're all ready to like just charge it. Like, no, you're gonna slow roll them during Arm Prior. That's it. All right, that's it for us. It's
good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining, and enjoy the exit. Brought to you by Wellington Dipshits. And don't forget, wait. Yes. Before we sign off, I should be doing the proper producer stuff in regards to promoting the other stuff. Don't forget to join our Ottawa activism. Yep. Jump onto my link tree to find the link because Deana doesn't have one.
I do have one.
You do?
No, somebody set it up for me. It's all my videos of all my activism with the other words that don't really match what's going on, but like I have a whole link tree dedicated just to me.
Oh, nice. Join us in activism. Find it through her link tree or my link tree, more likely mine. Yeah. And don't forget, Friday, 9:00. You can always join us on Space.
Yay.
Where you can talk to Deana and I, and more than likely you can come and talk to everybody here because we actually want to hear your voice.
Yes.
Because you know what? I hear Deana's voice all the time. She hears mine all the time. We're tired of each other's voice. We'd like to hear your voice. So come join us. Till then, have a good night and enjoy parting words from Wellington regulars.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Parliament Hill. We're still here. Trudeau is in his office today. We expect that he'll be coming out. I guessed it at 5:30 last time, and he was in there till almost 8 o'clock, so you never really know. But we're here, and I just finished playing a program that came out of the Institute of Virology in Wuhan.
Yeah, thank you very much for your support, sir. Very much appreciate it. Yeah. How do you spell ignorant? You take care, and I know I'm number one, so thank you. I love that kind of support, don't you?